A once-in-a-decade draft tonight at the BBT Center in beautiful Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Tonight, Connor McDavid, Jack Eichel, and the rest of the class of 2015 will be making their debut in the NHL, as we're going to preview and make the predictions for this year's 2015 NHL Draft right here on your home for all Andy Alfred. Clay Fan 2, 3. Yes! It is time for the 2015 NHL Draft! Gotta love Hockey Night in Canada theme song. And I am your host, Andy Alfred, welcoming you into our studio location here in the beautiful city of Toledo, Ohio, as this is the NHL 2015 Draft edition of our program. This is where, yours truly has been making the selections and making the predictions on who's going to go number one overall. And I've been looking at this draft class for the last week and a half, and, I'm trying to point out the key players to look out for in this draft, and tonight being very, very key. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Connor McDavid, in my opinion, is the next Wayne Gretzky. He knows where to put the puck on the ice, and the Edmonton Oilers, getting lucky to get the number one overall draft pick, are going to pick up Connor McDavid, and I hope to goodness that they do not flop on this kid. I hope to goodness they don't flop on this kid like they did with Taylor Hall and a few other number one draft picks. But the great debate with Connor McDavid is he the greatest in the past 30 years? Can he be like a Sidney Crosby or a Wayne Gretzky? He's got the total package. And it'll be interesting to see how he performs. He came over from the Erie Otters in the OHL. Connor having a great season with them. Looking at some of his statistics, he had 47 games. He had 44 goals, 76 assists, 120 points going into the last season. In the season before, he had 28 goals, 71 assists with 99 points, and in the World Juniors for Team Canada led the team to a gold medal. He had 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points. He is the franchise center, in my opinion, for this Edmonton Oilers franchise that the Oilers definitely need going forward into tonight's draft. He's 6'1", 190 pounds, from Newmarket, Ontario, Canada. He was born January 13, 1997. He is the number one international scout projected, and he is projected to go number one overall to the Edmonton Oilers. So, after that, who's number two? It's the great debate like it was a few years ago when Crosby was number one. Who's going to be number two? Jack Eichel from Boston University. American-born. Born October 28, 1996, from Chelmsford, Massachusetts. He's 6'2", 194 pounds. He shoots right-handed. For Boston University, BU last year, he had 26 goals, 45 assists, and 71 points. He played 40 games. For Team USA in the World Juniors, he scored 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points in total. And this kid, he is a franchise center player for the Buffalo Sabres. And as you can see on the front cover of the Hockey News magazine, he is already donning the Sabres colors. So my friend Mr. Chris Kernan, here's your franchise center right here in the NHL Draft Edition of our program. So, where does this leave the rest of the way? Where does this left? Picking third is the Arizona Coyotes, futurely I believe the Quebec Coyotes. And looking at this draft, the draft for them, and the pick for them, I see them going with Noah Hatfield from Boston University as well too, from the Boston College University. Noah projected to be the number 5th overall scout. He is 6'2", 205 pounds, shoots left-handed. He's a defenseman. He, with Boston College last year, had 5 goals, 18 assists, 23 points, 16 minutes in penalties. He is, like I said, from Norwood, Massachusetts, projected as the International Scouting Service number 5 pick in the number 5th scout. He is a two-way defender in the NHL. That's where he's projected to go in the NHL. He's a two-way defender, and he will be a good fit in Arizona. But there's a possibility a lot of trades are happening in this draft, and one in particular, CBJ. Jackets are in talks right now, in hot talks with the Arizona Coyotes right now for the number 3 draft pick. In exchange, they give the number 8 pick up, a possible trade of Artisan Anisimov or Kirby Reichel, or possible player out of Cleveland. This is what Aaron Portzline was reporting this morning on the CBJ in 30 show with Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley. This morning I got a chance to watch that, and a lot of interesting points and interesting notes from this, from what I've heard from him. So then you have, so if the Jackets pick third, do you go with this kid? I say yes. We need defensive help. We need help on the line. And a defenseman is key. And I'll get to why I'll say that in just a second. For our Maple Leaf fans in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, I project to see Dylan Strome from the Erie Otters going to get picked 4th overall by the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think he'll be a good pick for the Leafs. He's a centerman, 6'3", 167 pounds, shoots left-handed. He's the number 3 overall scouting services projection. He last year had 45 goals, 84 assists, 129 points, 32 penalty minutes for the OHL Erie Otters. He's a top-line center. Used to play for the Marlies back in the day. He also played with Ontario, the under-17 league. He had 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points in the season that he had. Now, good centerman for the Leafs. And the Leafs have got some good picks in this first round. Have to capitalize here. They want to get healthy, especially with new Mike Babcock on the helm. Healthy, young talent is needed for this team. Projected to go 5th overall, and my draft pick is from Carolina's version. It's going to be Mitch Marler. Mitch Marler is a great player. He is a right winger. He had 44 goals, 82 assists, 126 points, and 53 penalty minutes. He is from Markham, Ontario, Canada. He played with the London Knights last year in the OHL. He has 5'11", 163 pounds. He shoots right-handed. He is, by International Scouting Services, the number 6 overall scout in the NHL draft. And the 2 numbers with Mahler, if he turns out to be good as either of them, the team that he makes him will be a star in his own hands. He is the clone, in one scout's opinion, of Claude Giroux. He's a lot like Patrick Kane, another said as well too. Size not to be an issue, with him being 5'11" at right wing. Projected to go 6th overall is Pavel Cerna from the Croatian, from the Czech Republic. He played with Sura. He was born 6, 1997 in Brno, Czech Republic. He is 6'3", 214 pounds, shoots left-handed. He is projected to go to the New Jersey Devils. He last year with Sura had 16 goals, 18 assists, 34 points in the OHL for the World Juniors for the Czech Republic. He had 1 goal, 1 assist, and 2 points. He is a power forward for the New Jersey Devils, who the Devils really need to get younger and more talented in that port. Which gets to number 7. The Philadelphia Flyers. And I have been thinking about this pick too with the Flyers because it could go either way. Because 8th overall pick is our Columbus Blue Jackets. The Jackets are, in my opinion, need a defenseman help. And 2 great defensemen are there. There's either the kid from Grosse Pointe, Michigan, and there's also the kid from Yakas, Russia. And Philadelphia needs defensive help too. That Metropolitan Division is getting deeper and deeper in defensive help. I think Ian Provo is going to go to Philadelphia. But it could go either way. Provone, or how you pronounce it, I forget off the top of my head. He played in the WHL with Brandon last year. He was born in 1997, January 13th to be exact. He's 6 foot, 201 pounds. He's the 7th projected scout in the International Scouting Services. For Russia last year, he had 1 assist. He had 1 point. He's a 2-way defender for any team that wants to pick him up in this draft. He had, like I said, he had 15 goals last year. In Cedar Rapids in the USHL, the year prior, he had 6 goals, 13 assists, and 19 points. So then that leaves us to the number 8 pick, which is the Columbus Blue Jackets. A pick that, I've been thinking about too. I said, if Prover doesn't go to Philadelphia, the Jackets could pick him up. In my opinion, if they want to go somebody good, I think Zach Winston from Michigan is a great pick for them. From the University of Michigan for the Big Ten Conference. He is the projected 11th scout in the International Scouting Service. He's 6'2", 214 from Grosse Pointe, Michigan. He's born July 19, 1997. He last year had 9 goals, 16 assists, and 25 points, 8 penalty minutes. He is a great 2-way defender for the Jackets this year. And if the Jackets want to go with somebody like that, I am for that. If they want to go with Probert, I'll go with that as well too. But we need defensive help more than ever in this first round of the draft. Remember, the second round of the draft, the Jackets have a total of 2 to 3 picks possible in the second round. That's also bearing if they don't get a trade with Arizona. If Arizona moves up to 3, if the Jackets move to 3, all bets are off. The 9th overall pick is going to go to San Jose. I think it'll be Lawson Croson will be the projected start for him. Croson from London, Ontario. He played with Kingston last year. Great player. He had 29 goals, 22 assists, 51 points. He had 1 goal, 2 assists in the World Junior Tournament. He is going to be a power forward to help out the struggling San Jose Sharks. Colorado picks 10th. I think they're going to pick up Mikko Rantanen from Tukes of TPS. If I can pull up here, he is from Finland. Born October 29, 1996. He's a projected 9th projected in the International Scouting Services. He had 9 goals, 19 assists, 28 points. For Finland in the World Juniors, he had 4 goals, no assists for 4 points, 2 minutes in penalty minutes, and he had 22 penalty minutes in that. He's a two-way winger for any team that drafts him. And then for Florida, the hometown team that will be getting in their draft pick, the 11th overall draft pick, I think they're going to pick up Kyle Connor from Youngstown. A very young, good team. What I've heard from him as well too, and from some of the fans, and from some of the people that I've talked to from the Youngstown organization, the Youngstown area, who have gone to the Youngstown Phantoms games, says this kid is a lights out player. 34 goals, 46 assists, 80 points overall. He had 6 minutes of penalty minutes. He is a scoring center, and Florida needs a scoring center, especially with an old Jaromir Jagr. And to play with Eric Ekblom, oh, it's going to be fantastic to see what that organization is going to do in that Atlantic Division. Dallas will pick 12th. They have Timo Mecklin from Halifax. Timo is from Halifax. He is from Switzerland. He was born October 6, 1996. He's a right winger. He shoots left-handed. He's 6'1", 209 pounds. He last year for Halifax had 44 goals, 46 assists, 90 points. In the World Juniors for Switzerland, he had 2 goals, 4 assists with 6 points. He is a scoring winger no matter where they draft him. Also 13th overall, I have Matt Bessel from Seattle. Bessel from Seattle last year for the WHL had 12 goals, 45 assists, 157 points. He is from Vancouver, BC, born May 26, 1997, 6 foot, 163 pounds. He is a playmaking center for whoever drafts him, and projected to go to the LA Kings, and a great move if the Kings pick him up. Boston projected to pick 14th. They're going to pick up St. John's player, Mr. Jakob Zoblin. Zoblin is the overall 22 International Scouting Services projection. He is from the Czech Republic. He played with St. John's, born February 21st, 1997, 6'2", 185 pounds. He shoots left-handed. He has 13 goals, 20 assists, 33 points. For the World Under 18, he had 1 goal, 1 assist. He is a physical defender, and that's who Boston looks to get. Especially how bad that they performed last year towards the end of the season. I project that Jakob Zoblin from St. John's, from the Czech Republic, will be going to the Boston Bruins. As you're watching All Andy Up for the NHL Draft Prediction Show, getting to some other teams, 15th overall pick, Calgary is projected, in my opinion, to pick up Joel Eriksson from I believe it's from Phillingston, I believe. Yes, that is right. It's my projection for him. He overall is from Sweden. Good friends are in Sweden. Hello. He is born January 29, 1997. He is International Scouting Services has him as the 20th overall. He is 6'2", 185 pounds. Shoots left-handed. He plays center. For Fallujah last year in Sweden, he had 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points. In the Sweden League, in the Sweden Under 18, he had 5 goals, 1 point, and 1 assist, 6 points. He is a two-way center, and he is projected, in my opinion, to go to the Calgary Flames. Edmonton getting a 2nd pick overall. In the first round pick, I have them picking a great right winger for them, and that is Mr. Solvason. That is Eric Solvason, I believe. Evgeny Solvason. He is from Russia. He is 6'3", 205 pounds. Shoots left-handed. Out of Cape Brandon, who he played with last year, the Eagles, the Cape Brandon, and the QMJHL, the Junior League, in Quebec Major Junior League. He has 32 goals, 46 assists, 78 points, scoring winger for them. Winnipeg picks 17th. I think they're going to go to Travis Koetsky. A great pick for them if they go after this kid. Travis, a solid player for the Winnipeg Jets. Looking at some of his statistics in this draft. Let's see if I can find him here in all my notes. Jacob. Here we behold the eye of the holder. Yes. Let's see if I can find him here really quickly. But he's projected to go, in my draft, 17th overall, Travis Koetsky. See here if I can find him through my list. They're high on him, for some reason, I want to say why. Oh, here it is. Great, solid two-way player. He had a total of 4 goals. He is a centerman. He had 29 goals. A right winger. I apologize. I was looking at the Calgary draft pick. My notes are right there. He's 29 goals with the Ottawa 69s last year. Great pick for the Winnipeg Jets. But then it's the Ottawa Senators picking their pick 18th overall, and they're going to go with Mr. Nicholas Merkele in this draft. Let's see if I can find him here in all my notes. Merkele, a solid player, played with Koloa. He had 20 goals. He can be either a center or a right winger in this for the Ottawa Senators. He can be either or. He has a great side. Then we get to the Detroit Red Wings, and I know a lot of you Red Wing fans are looking for this draft pick to step up, and that player under the under-18 team in the National Development League is Colin White. He had 16 goals last year for Team USA in the National Development League. He is 6 foot. He's a 183-pound shoots right winger from Andover, Massachusetts. He was born January 30th, 1997. International Scouting Services has him 15th with the USHL. In the USA League with Team USA, he had 4 goals, 13 assists, 17 points altogether. In the under-18, he had 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points altogether. He is a two-way center, and that's who the Red Wings need to go after in this draft. 20th overall goes to the Minnesota Wild, and they have Brock. In my opinion, it will be one of the best. Brock Boeser. He played with Waterloo last year. He was born February 25th, 1997, out of Burnsville, Minnesota. He's 6'1", 192 pounds, shoots right-handed. He's in International Scouting Services number 35 pick. He had 35 goals, 33 assists, 68 points, with 30 penalty minutes altogether. He is the scoring winger for the Minnesota Wild, who the Wild need to get. Ottawa has another pick. After the 18th pick, they have the 21st pick overall, and they have in my projection, they're going to have Thomas Cabot. Cabot is played with St. John's. He is from from Quebec, St. Brieuc, Quebec. 6'2", 179 pounds, shoots left-handed. He is projected the 16th overall by International Scouting Services. He had a total of 12 goals, 29 assists, 41 points, 62 penalty minutes in the Quebec Major Junior League for St. John's. And under the 18 team in Canada, he had 1 goal, 4 assists, and 5 points. And then the Washington Capitals will have the 22nd pick overall. They're going to go with a right winger. And the right winger name is Denis Gravon. Gravon, a very solid player for them, and a very solid player for the for the Washington Capitals. Solid player in the wing. He played last year with Tatati. 15 goals. He's a right winger from Washington. If I can pull up his rest of his information from my stat book here. Carlson, Cabot. Yeah, Cabot, very solid player. It's going to be a nice pickup for them. Very, very nice player for them if they pick Cabot up. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Vancouver picks 23rd. They're going to go with Brandon Carlito, a defenseman out of Tri-City. Carlito is from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Born November 26, 1996. 6'5", 165 pounds. Shoots right-handed. He is a International Scouting Services has him as the 21st projected 21st. And he's a shutdown defender. for any team that drafts him, and then it looks like it's going to be the Vancouver Canucks. He had a total of 4 goals, 21 points, 25 assists, but he had 90 penalty minutes last year alone for the WHL in Tri-City. In the major juniors, he had 1 assist and 1 point. He is a shutdown defender, and that's what Vancouver needs to get. Toronto will have the 24th pick overall, and they're going to get up with Gabriel Clarkson. Gabriel Clarkson, a very good player for Toronto to pick up. Gabriel Clarkson had a total of, from Lippic, had no goals last year. I'll make that point again. He had no goals last year. Clarkson had no goals last year. Clarkson. I was pulling it all up in my notes. You gotta love this, doing this draft show, and making your list and then getting all the information together at the same time too. Here we go. Gabriel Clarkson from Sweden, from Åbo, Sweden, 6'4", 163 pounds, shoots left-handed. His International Scouting Service has him number 30th. Lippic he had no goals, 7 assists, 7 points. For Sweden's under-18 team, he had 2 penalty minutes, no points. So he is a shutdown defender, and that's what Toronto needs. Winnipeg has the 25th pick overall. They're going to pick up a guy from Portland, a left winger. He had 34 goals last year, and his name is Paul Brenneman. That's who I have projected in my draft. This year, Brenneman, a solid player, two-way player for the pickup for the Winnipeg Jets. Yes, Bitterman. Here it is. Bitterman had 15. He had a total of 34 goals, a total of 39 assists, 53 points altogether, 29 minutes, and penalty minutes for him. So a great move for them to get this kid. And then he also had, let's see here, once we get past Winnipeg, then you have Montreal. Montreal is going to go with Jensen Harkins. He played last year for Prince George. Jensen, 6'1", 161 pounds, shoots left-handed from North Vancouver, BC. He played with Prince George last year in the WHL. 20 goals, 59 assists, 79 points, 45 penalty minutes. In the under-18 team, he had 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. He is a scoring winger, and that's what the Montreal Canadiens need in this pick. The 27th pick overall, I have Oliver Gileston from Fallujah. Gonna go overall. Cobblton from Stockholm, Sweden. In the Sweden League last year, had 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. He's an offensive defender, and he'd be a great pickup for the Anaheim Ducks. Tampa Bay picks 28th overall. They have Jacob Larson. It's their my projection for him to go overall. Jacob Larson from Sweden as well too, from Lunda, born in Ljungsby, Sweden, 6'2", 161 pounds, shoots left-handed. He's 34th in the International Scouting Services. Had 1 goal, 22 assists, 3 points, 6 penalty minutes in 20 games with Lunda in the 2014-15 season. For the national team, for the junior team, he had 8 goals, 11 assists, 19 points, 49 penalty minutes. And under the under-18 team, he had 3 assists. He is a two-way defender. That'd be a great move for him. And then Philadelphia picks in the 29th pick overall. It'll be Ilya Solomson. Ilya Solomson will be the pick for them. And Sullivan, out of Russia, from Magastrov, Russia. He played with Magastrov. He is the native son. Goaltender. Yes, I said it right. Goaltender. With a goal save percentage of a 2.66 last year. For the junior team in the KHL, he played 1 game. His goals against average was a 5.50 ERGAA. And for the under-18, he had played 3 games. His goals against average is a 2.67. So Could he be a starting goaltender next year for the Philadelphia Flyers? And the removal of Steve Mason. It's a possibility for next year. And then, of course, then we get to Arizona, the 30th pick overall, the final pick in this first round of the NHL 2015 draft. Arizona going to go with Jacob Desbruskin, if I can say that right. Let's see if I can find Mr. Jacob and his notes. Jake Debuson. There it is. Jake Debuson played in Swift Current with the Swift Current Broncos. He was born on October 16, 1996 from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. He's 6 foot, 176 pounds, shoots left-handed. Last year he had 42 goals, 39 assists, 81 points with Swift Current in the WHL, 40 penalty minutes. The year before he had 15 goals, 24 assists, and 39 points with 21 penalty minutes. He's a two-way ringer for the Arizona Coyotes, bearing that Arizona does make the trade with the Jackets, third overall. Let's see what happens with that. A lot of interesting trades happening today in the NHL as well too. And one of the big trades of the day was the Ottawa Senators getting the 21st pick overall. And like I mentioned, the 21st pick overall, and my pick was going to go to Ottawa after the trade today. They traded it from the Buffalo Sabres. In exchange, the Sabres will have the 21st pick overall, which will be Thomas Cabot, I believe, for the defenseman. But that will change, of course. But the Ottawa Senators get Rob Lindner and David Legwand from to Buffalo for the 21st pick overall, and that's who they're going to pick as Thomas Cabot overall. Nashville signs a 2-year extension with Mike Fisher as well. So now the question is, what happens after day one of the draft? Day 2 comes along, and the day 2 draft, it's going to be interesting to see how day 2 is going to bring along. The Jackets having 2 picks in the second round of the draft. And it will be interesting to see how the Jackets will do. And they're looking at some of the other draft picks from, and we'll see what happens with that. The Jackets need defensive help. They also need some help on the wings as well too. They don't need any help in the goaltending ranks because they have Bobrovsky and they signed McElhinney for a long-term deal. They also need help, like I said, on defense and on the wings. For the Detroit Red Wings, they need more young talent to have the leadership and more healthy teams, for healthy players for the team this year, to continue the run with the veteran leadership that the team has. Chicago, the Chicago Blackhawks are the defending champions. They're going to just bolster their roster a little bit more with the picks that they will get in the second round as well too. Pittsburgh on the same way. But Toronto has to make the moves. They have to go after these players. And they have to go after the draft tonight. And they're going to go hard tonight on the draft as well too. A lot of picks going to be made tonight in the NHL draft. A lot of news. This is the show being taped at 3:33 this afternoon. So a lot of trades could change this as well too. So I hope you enjoy it tonight. It'll be on at 7 o'clock tonight on NBCSN or on TSN if you've got it on in Canada and in the United States. That's going to wrap it up for the NHL Draft Edition. On Monday we'll have the post-draft. We'll see if I was correct on my predictions for this year's draft. But until then, this is Andy Alfred saying have a good evening, everybody. Enjoy the draft because the 2015-2016 season is not that far away. Is it October yet? I don't think so. But it'll be starting tonight. Talk to you guys later.